Hello and welcome back to Are You Serious? Foodie Beauty, Salah and Teeb have released and debuted their professional website you can use to purchase BEEZER spray, different colognes, cleaning products, incense, car fresheners, all sorts of things, all sorts of things. So as you can imagine, if you've been watching Chantal for any period of time whatsoever, you would know that Chantal doesn't tend to look into things to any kind of degree of depth. And of course, people she associates with they don't either. So we have some problems with BEEZER spray. If you are considering purchasing, I'm going to tell you that if you live in the United States, you probably will not receive it. So, U.S. Food and Drug Administration, also known as the FDA, has something to say about cosmetics importers or just receiving cosmetics from outside the country. There are very specific rules that are needed to be, they have to comply with, and I haven't seen yet that they are. The main issue here is going to be color additives to their products. So the FDA does not test cosmetics. They have no involvement with approval of cosmetics. They would have to be making a claim of some sort. Prescription medications have to prove that they are effective, that they've gone through testing, all of that to get FDA approval. That's not the case for cologne, bronzers, lipsticks, and such, but you still have to meet some requirements. Imported cosmetics, which includes perfumes, colognes, body sprays, must comply with the same laws and regulations that apply to those produced domestically in the U.S. Cosmetic products and ingredients are not subject to pre-approval by FDA, with the exception of color additives. And here lies the issue. We looked at the website last night during a live stream, and thank you all for coming, by the way. That was a lot of fun. But we saw that a lot of those scents have colors. We saw the strawberry is a very bright yellow color. I don't know, maybe it was just mislabeled. There were pinks, there were reds and such, right? That's the problem, the color additives. Color additives must be approved for the intended use. Some must be from batches certified by the FDA. Firms and individuals who manufacture or market cosmetics are responsible for ensuring that their products are in compliance with U.S. law. So the FDA has oversight of these things, but they don't test, they don't put their stamp of approval on it. But the exception is color additives. They are subject to a strict system of approval under U.S. law, the Federal Food, Drug, and Cosmetic Act, except in the case of coal tar hair dyes, which we're not dealing with here. Failure to meet U.S. color additive requirements causes a cosmetic to be considered adulterated, messed with. Color additive violations are a common reason for detaining imported cosmetic products offered for entry into this country. In addition, now, if you've ever ordered something from outside the U.S., if you've ever had someone send you something, it has to go through customs. And it's very possible they'll search it. Sometimes they don't. They usually just scan it, but it depends. It depends. They can just pick things randomly. There might be something that stands out to them that they're going to pull aside to search. And that's well within the United States Customs and Border Protection right and oversight to ensure that, no one's importing something that could potentially be a danger to people. So these items have to be marked with the country of origin. Anything imported to the U.S. has to have something on it that says made in Kuwait. It has to say that. It has to. Every article of foreign origin entering the United States must be legibly marked with the English name of the country of origin. What's the purpose of that? To inform the ultimate purchaser, which would be you, a BEEZER, in the United States of the country in which the imported article was made. Who is the ultimate purchaser? That's a BEEZER. generally the last person in the US who will receive the article in the form in which it was imported. Meaning if you're a wholesaler and you're importing boxes and boxes of BEEZER spray, you're not the ultimate purchaser. The people that you sell it to are. Even that marking saying made in Kuwait has to be a particular size that is the font, that it's legible, clear enough to be read easily by a person of normal vision. Where should the marking be located? Do you think any of these products are marked? It has to be in a conspicuous place. If you're casually handling it, if you're picking it up and you turn it over, you should see it. And these mailing labels that Chantal was using to print out the scents for different things of a bottle that doesn't even have Teeb on it. It's another company's name. Those labels, Customs and Border Control says that adhesive labels may be used in some instances, but it's not a recommended form. Often labels become loose due to weather, unsatisfactory adhesive, or other conditions. A couple of things need to be in place in order for you to receive your BEEZER spray or whatever else you may have ordered. If there's coloring added, I mean, you can see BEEZER spray, that's probably not a natural color. That was the result of whatever they put together to make it. So that's gonna prohibit the importation of that. And if it doesn't say made in Kuwait somewhere on the label, that's also going to be an issue with Customs and Border Control. They're not going to let it through. They're not. Here's another issue. This is important. I don't think enough people are looking at this. This is from Amara the Habesha. I am a risk and compliance manager for one of the biggest banks in Europe. Do not, I repeat, do not use this website or enter any personal or financial details. So Teeb KW.com. Now she goes on to explain exactly why. And this person is legit. They know what they're talking about. So here's what they have to say. Number one, for their website, there are no terms and conditions. If you scroll to the bottom of any website that's selling you anything, you're going to see terms and conditions. There's going to be links all across the bottom, right? Number two, there are no privacy policies in place to protect your personal and financial information. There's nothing there to say that they're not going to sell your information. Number three, there is no policy as to who will see your financial and private information. Is it held within strict confidence? Do they outsource it to another company to run your credit card? It doesn't say. Number four, there is no regulatory body which will cover your transactions with this site. So if you're expecting your home country's government to step in, they're not going to. If your information is somehow hacked, your only recourse is the Kuwaiti authorities, and good luck with that. Number five, the site is not functioning properly. There could be data leakage. Yeah, I had a few issues browsing around the site for sure. There is a basic site built on WordPress, and the store is built on WooCommerce for WordPress. They're using a payment gateway called Tap. WordPress is susceptible to viruses and malware, especially if they are not using a plugin like WordFence. So even just going to the website and browsing around can leave you open to potential virus or malware. So scan your computer. If you are going to go there, have a good virus protection enabled. I always do. I think I'm fine. I'd like to make another important point, says Amara. There are no product ingredients. This is especially important if you have allergies. You do not know what they are making these products with. Don't risk your health just to get one over on Chantal. And she shows an example here, the perfume. This is something you're putting directly on your skin. Size of the perfume is 100 mLs. This is the description off of Teeb KW website. It's an attractive fragrance that makes everyone around you dazzled by the beauty and attractiveness of the fragrance. Someone says they don't even give you a description of what it smells like. And Amara says there's not even a guarantee that you'll get what you bought. So there's that. Okay, that's pretty important. Now, since she uploaded this yesterday, and I've went to the comments this morning just to see, you know, of course, what people are saying. And that has also been very interesting. All right. So one of my questions when we first went to the website last night during the live stream is this a legit website where I can just go up to the top and change KD to USD? So I don't have to do the conversion myself. It's just going to automatically convert and show the prices in USD. It does not. It doesn't. Any foreign website that I've used, or even just websites that are maybe US based but sell outside of the US, always have that currency conversion built in. That doesn't exist on this site. So she pinned a comment saying BEEZER spray is 15 Canadian and 12 US. The conversion is 1 KD to 326 US and 430 Canadian. Or a spray or something that is like rose and vanilla, maybe. And like, are those artificial? I'm sure. Do you really think they're pouring in like genuine vanilla extract? I mean, what's the preservative that they're using? What is that color? So someone asked, Laganja Estranja honey, how much is the shipping? If you're in the US, the price, including shipping, is about $60. Okay, so it is 12 US because the shipping is like almost 50 bucks. And this is a very, very good point. I know it's not legally required to have terms and conditions, but having that on your online shop may help to establish trust with your customers. What happens if you aren't happy with the product? Yeah, is there a return policy? What do you do? Is there a money back guarantee? What if you receive a faulty product? What if you get it and the spray, the top is screwed off and it's dumped all over? And you just paid 60 bucks? Like, what happens then? Does the customer have rights? Do you offer tracked postage services like Aramex? Do they have a tracking? Can you enter your tracking number? Do you email the tracking number to the customer? None of this is specified at all. Do we have the right to cancel our order? Yeah. If you decide, like maybe a day later or a couple hours later even, or maybe you entered the wrong thing. Do you have the right to say, oh, wait, I made a mistake? There doesn't seem to be much description about the product, such as list of ingredients. It's not always about just because certain countries don't require a full list of ingredients. Little things can play a part in gaining the trust of your customers, 100%. Contact number and email, as some may have questions before purchasing from your business. I mean, yeah, who do I contact when something's wrong? I'm not hating, just sharing some thoughts. Take care. That's an excellent comment. What do you think Foodie Beauty's response to that is? Good questions. Any issues or concerns can be directed towards us. Oh, perfect. So if you were around when Foodie Beauty was doing some kind of like a membership for her channel, and you were guaranteed to receive a postcard from her, well, no one received any postcards, and they paid I think it was, I want to say 20 bucks a month for that, and they never received one postcard at all. None. But you can contact her if you have any issues. I'm sure she'll get right back to you. Oh, this is good. Of course, there's no reply to this. As someone who studies specifically e-commerce, heart to heart, Salah, how can you have a degree in business and come out with this business model? It's a scam from the get-go because of the stolen brand name. There is a reputable perfume fragrance company in the UAE that is similarly named. So they just they changed it around a little bit. So it could potentially fool people who think it sounds just like it. And, the product photos look untrustworthy. There's little to none written in the product descriptions. Yep. And the assortment is a mix of random artifacts and random branded cleaning products, which have nothing to do with the rest of Teeb. Right. It doesn't even have that name on it. I could go on and on since there's not one thing working for you in that customer journey. Someone else says, I noticed the page where you input your financial information is not encrypted. Will this be corrected to ensure customers are protected? Go if you're saying, oh, maybe they're going a little too far with this, go to any website that you normally use to buy something online and go to the shopping cart where you start to enter your payment information, like a website that you use all the time, and scroll around it. Look at the bottom. It's going to have all this stuff on it. You probably haven't noticed it before. She says, yes, it's 100% secure. Well, that's not quite good enough, unfortunately. I saw that there's been a spray like this selling in dollar stores. Simone made a video months back. It was the same spray for sure, called BEEZER. Is it in stores there? Now, Foodie Beauty thinks that she's being cute and says there are no dollar stores here. There are no dollars here. Okay, dinar store. I mean, really, this isn't the time to get like snarky with people. You're trying to sell products. And someone asks, is it in stores there? And this is your response. It's Kuwaiti dinar, we know. And the BEEZER spray is 15 Canadian or 12 USD. There's no legal sale of the BEEZER spray in America with Salah's business. Does she even know what she just said here? There is no legal sale of the BEEZER spray in America with Salah's business. What are you trying to say? This is illegal? I'm sure that's not what she meant, but wow. Okay. You can't sell body products without every single ingredient listed on the packaging to the US. Better get on that. She says it's not illegal to sell items not approved by the FDA. True. She's very much into semantics, and she never looks into anything deep enough to figure out anything. Furthermore, the products are legally sold in Kuwait. Which has different laws. Yeah, exactly. Different laws. Yeah. Then she says, it's not different than someone going on vacation and buying a product from a different country and bringing it home. Oh my God. Chantal, clearly, maybe Canada's different. Maybe it's different. But if you've ever traveled overseas, got some souvenirs, whatever, and came back with them in your suitcase and been searched through customs, you have to enter through customs when you come back into the States. They're going to remove a lot of things. You can't bring food back into the country. My favorite thing in the world is balsamat agua. It's like they call it a breadstick. It's really not. It's like very flaky, but it's filled with date paste. It has sesame seeds on it. I couldn't bring any home with me because customs would have seized it. Because it's not all packaged up with the ingredients listed. It was from a grocery store bakery that just like wrapped it up and slapped a price on it, So I wouldn't have been able to bring that back with me. So buying a product from a different country and bringing it home, yeah, that can be an issue too. She just has very limited understanding of many things. Shane Winter 1383 says, haha, $60. Are you serious? Are you serious? She says, we don't control the shipping cost. 265 likes for Shane Winter on that one. Lorenzo McCoy says, yeah, you do. Just get a different shipping company. You got the wrong one. That's like the price of shipping hazardous waste or something. Well, Lorenzo probably is. Probably is. So Lorenzo McCoy also says, okay, I see what's going on. She's not shipping it to anyone. She's personally mailing these to people. So yes, this business, quote unquote business, is just a work at home commission job. Wow. Salah chimed in. It's about time. It's your business, dude. Hopefully we could be able to find lower shipping fees than this, but unfortunately shipping liquids as spray or perfume, especially for your home, will be costly. However, the normal mailbox is cheaper, but they refuse to shipping liquids for some reason. For some reason. When I use breathable nail polish by Orly. It's halal. And I believe it's in the company, like the warehouse is in California or something. I know it's on the West Coast. I'm on the East Coast. And whenever I buy nail polish from Orly, the breathable one, they have to ship it ground. They have to ship it UPS ground. It's a liquid and it's got something else in it. If they put it on an airplane, it could explode, apparently. Like it's a risk. It's a safety risk to put it on an airplane. So it has to be shipped UPS ground no matter what. So it has to be ground. It doesn't have to be UPS, but it has to go ground on a truck. It can't go on an airplane. That's just little bottles of nail polish. We're talking about these big bottles of spray for whatever you're using it for. I mean, Are they putting it on a boat? Or can they ship air? I don't know. It doesn't even say how long to expect for shipping. Seasons 411. You you cannot ship that crap to the Western world because your ingredients are not listed. Anyone that orders from your unsecured website will never receive their item because it will be confiscated by customs. FYI. You are correct. Oh, that's hilarious. The Western world. Yeah, we're not so lucky to be able to receive BEEZER spray, unfortunately. Pam Wills says, well, the products have ingredients in the description so people know if they're going to be allergic to any of the ingredients in the products. Excellent question. She says, do fragrances typically have ingredient labels? Yes, they do. Someone says maybe it would be easier to list the ingredients on the website under each product. Then everyone can read what's inside before deciding which product they want to order, since everything is probably already labeled. I doubt it. Just a suggestion. Yeah, there's no descriptions on any of these items. If you plan to sell in the United States, you're required to list all ingredients, including fragrance. If you try to send a bottle of mystery liquid, exactly, mystery liquid, how are they supposed to know what's in it? They're not just going to open it and sniff. She doesn't think of these things. I mean, we're talking about explosives, potential explosives. I'm sure you could fragrance up an explosive liquid to smell nice, you know? That does not follow state or federal label regulations for ingredients, company info, and quantities. It will be held up at customs. Correct. Chloe says, I thought he was a super smart businessman. LOL. And Pam Wells says, I wasn't being ignorant with my question. I genuinely wanted to know if the ingredients were going to be on them. All of the fragrances and cleaning products I buy have the ingredients listed. Some people are allergic to certain ingredients, or someone in their family are allergic to something in the products. That's fully reasonable. Foodie Beauty. Do fragrances typically have ingredient labels? Yeah, she didn't answer yes or no. That's a good point, Lisa. Well, do they have ingredient labels or not? Surely you must know since you are selling it. Yeah. Sounds fishy to me. Ma'am, you are a 40-year-old woman with no idea that perfumes come with ingredient labels. Holy-ish. Yep. Yeah. So, I mean, we could go on and on and on and on and on. You know, this is clearly not legit. You know, they've been working on this launch, I think, for several months, and it's a flop. It's a huge flop. Flop era. We could definitely call this the flop arc, I think, of the business. If this is the investment venture that she invested in with, you know, with this company, this fragrance company, so-called, you know, this is a flop, and she doesn't know how to do her due diligence to look into anything. So, yeah. So if you put your credit card on that website, good luck to you. I would keep a very close eye on any unauthorized purchases, not necessarily by Chantal or Salah, but whatever company they are contracting out to run the credit card transactions, you know, because you don't know. It doesn't say. And we don't even know that it's secure. So, and I know Chantal doesn't know about this, but entering your information on a website and hitting any other button after that, whether it's submit or not, is transmitting data through the internet. And anyone on the dark web, deep web, can grab that information while it's being transmitted. So be careful, everybody. All right, that's all I've got. If you ordered BEEZER spray, leave a comment below. I can't imagine anyone will. If you did and you don't want to put your real username, you know, just make up a sock account. Just make up a new account and write something in the comments and Let us know your experience and keep us updated if you ever receive it. Okay? All right. I'll talk to you soon, guys. Bye-bye.